Hello everyone. Once again, one more topic in chapter 5, Principles of Inheritance. As you know already, we have started this chapter, genetics. Till now, we have done law of dominance, law of segregation, and in previous class, we have done incomplete dominance. What is it, incomplete dominance? As Mendel had told, their factors are there, those factors are in paired. Among those if in dissimilar pair is there, so one factor will be dominant over the other. But incomplete dominance, we have seen there is no one is complete dominant. Means both pairs in both factors, these are not dominating to each other. So now they are giving the another intermediate color. As we have seen, snapdragon flower, we have a red flower and a white flower. So in that cross, we have seen that the first F1 generation we have got pink flower. Means that the pink flower intermediate color of the combination of red and pink. So that is called incomplete dominance. Okay, because when Mendel had done only in pea plant, the pea plant he had seen, then law of dominance is fit for that. Whatever the generations he had got, and that all those are fit. But now in that case, incomplete dominance, where snapdragon, when they further study shows that, then means always it doesn't happen. Means sometimes one pair is not completely dominant. Now one more we will see that codominance. Codominance means here Mendel had told only between two, one will be dominant, other one will be recessive, as you know that. But in codominance here, first of all, in C codominance, in the generation, in F1 generation, we have got the offsprings resemble to the both of the parents. Means whatever in F1 generation we have got, those are resemble to the parents, both parents. And when we see incomplete dominance, what will happen there? In F1 generation, offsprings are not resemble to the one of the parents. Neither recessive or not dominant. Means that will be we have got the different color, neither red or nor white from in snapdragon cross. So it means what we can say that while incomplete dominance, the offsprings which we have got in F1 generation, they are not similar to any of the parents, either of one. But in case of complete codominance, we have seen those means offsprings are resemble to the both parents. Means both parents means there no dominant is not there. Means both are there. But suppose we will talk about capital T and small t, right? So what we will see here means both are in that F1 generation. We will see then tall and short both. It means the offsprings are resemble to the both parents in that codominance. Means no one is dominant, no one is recessive. And in incomplete dominance, no one is complete dominant. So then we have got the third color is there. So now we will see the example of this codominance. That is the main example of codominance. That is human blood. Our blood group, human being blood group we have got in class 11th. Class 11th we have done. How many blood groups are there? 3 blood groups are there. Then 4 blood groups are there. A group, B, AB and O. Right? Now these blood groups are controlled by one gene. That is called I. Okay? That is called I. Means when a gene or factor controlling more than one trait, that is called a more than one allele. Or you can say when single gene carries more than one allele. While we have seen that tallness is controlled by one factor, shortness controlled by one factor, but here single gene carries more than one allele. Here we can see that one that is called multiple allelism. What is it called? Multiple multiple allelism. Means what will happen here? Multiple many means when one gene control or carries number of alleles. That it means here this gene I, we are representing it I. Now that I is having an allele A, B and O, because A, B is combination of this. So then we have got A, B and O, more than one. This is this phenomenon, that phenomenon multiple allelism we can see in human blood. So you know that why we A, Y, B, because you know in RBC, in plasma membrane of RBC, they have got some sugar or polymers, sugar polymers, that name is A. So then that blood group is we are calling it A. And then if that will be B, then it is called B, means that is a sugar. When the presence, due to the presence of particular type of sugar on the surface of plasma membrane, then we are giving the name is that. At that sugar formation, because of gene, or gene is this one. So that I is responsible for the formation of A sugar polymer or B sugar polymer, or sometimes no polymer is there, no sugar. That O is representing no sugar is there. So we have got three blood groups, main three blood group is A, B and O. It is also called ABO, which is the example of multiple allelism. So now we will see, are you getting better? One thing again, why the name is given A, B and O. When the in surface, this is suppose this is a RBC, and this one is the plasma membrane. If in plasma membrane this particular type of sugar polymer is formed because of the gene, so that is called A. Suppose that is called A. So then it is a blood group A. When suppose it is a B, so now then it will be called blood group B. But now then how it will be? So we see the how many pairs of genotype and phenotype will form here. So when we talk about blood group A, so there are two conditions for blood group A. What are those conditions? In blood group A, if both pairs are having AA, so then that will be, because both are that same homozygous, that is a group of blood group A. Okay. Now then suppose that will be one is having A but another one is I. So the I, you know, this one is not having any sugar, that is recessive. So now then here we have got again blood group A, means in that case in both homozygous and heterozygous we have got dominant. Here Mendel's law of dominance is fit. Now then second condition here, suppose B sugar is there, in both B is there, so then blood group B. When suppose again B and then O I, then again blood group is B. So then now again that is a two condition, homozygous and heterozygous. In both cases, because B is dominant over this O I, because that will blood group will be only in that case when that is recessive and homozygous recessive. So now here we have got there four genotypes we have got, 1, 2, 3, 4 genotypes. Now then, and one blood group A, then blood group B. This is a two these are the phenotypes, because we are knowing that this is A, B. Now the third condition will be, maybe suppose that will be I, A, and then here, then again here B. Suppose, so what blood group is there? Now then both are dominant. In that no one will be recessive, no one will be ready to from this chair, you can the chair, they are sharing one chair, it means nobody is going to get down from the chair. So now then what will be there? That blood group is AB. In that case blood group AB, and now blood group AB. Okay, so now then the third phenotype is there. First A, 1, 2 and 3. Now the next one, when blood group means there is only one condition, heterozygous is there, but both are dominant. This is the example of co-dominance. What is it? Co-dominance. Here means A is also dominant and B is also dominant. Means that the parent in offspring, both parents' characteristics are occur. That's why offsprings are resembling to the both parents, not only one, because both A is also coming, B is also coming. Now the next condition, O blood group, when it will be recessive homozygous. In that case, blood group O. So now what we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 phenotypes we have got. And how many genotypes are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there are 6 genotypes are there, and 6 genotypes and 4 phenotypes are there. Is that clear? How it will be? You see, when we have written capital A, it is dominant. That A dominant over this small I or O. Here B is dominant over O. But when both are there together, A and B, so then they are both are dominant. So then we have got blood group is AB, and that AB blood group is means the offspring is resemble to the both parents. If A blood group parent and B blood group parent both cross together, then we have got this one. So now then that condition is AB blood group. So here this is the example of codominance. Here that when the O blood group, when because it is recessive, no sugar is on that plasma membrane of RBC. So what will happen? That will be homozygous recessive. In that case, only O will show when both are homozygous. As you know, small t, then they are showing shortness. Here also the same thing is there. So now then, in that way, and this condition ABO blood grouping is also called multiple allelism. This is example of multiple allelism where the single gene carries more than one allele. So here one allele, single gene, this one capital I, will be carrying maybe A, maybe B, maybe AB. It means that is called multiple allelism. This is the example. So maybe sometimes that you can say question can be asked, what is multiple allelism? So you have to give this example of these blood groups and which is controlling, why it is so. The reason is because plasma surface of the plasma membrane having a particular type of sugar polymer which is controlled by the gene, or gene is responsible for the formation of that particular type of sugar. So sometimes the gene is preparing A blood sugar, sometimes the gene is preparing B sugar. It means because of that, due to the presence of that particular type of sugar, we are giving name. If no sugar is there on the surface of RBC, it means that is O, or this is recessive. Or recessive, that is blood group O, when it will show, when it will be homozygous. Okay, is that clear? Codominance. So earlier we have seen incomplete dominance, where we have seen the offsprings are not resembling with the parents, any one of the parents. And now then they have got intermediate color, intermediate traits, which are not shown in mother and father. In codominance, that offsprings are resembling to the both parents. This is that one difference is there. Or number of times cross is given sometimes, and the question differentiate with the incomplete dominance and codominance. It's very simple. Example, human blood grouping. In the incomplete dominance, then diagram example is snapdragon or dog flower antedinum. This is all. One more example is given in your book, then it will be more clear, and the incomplete dominance will be more clear. So now then it's very, and now board question, 5 marks question will be there, very small portion, but 5 marks question there. In that, what is there? They have taken the peat seeds, okay? Peat seeds, there are 2 contrasting characteristics of that seeds, round and wrinkled, right? Then we have got round seeds means proper, and round seeds and wrinkled seeds, right? And now that we can say small and wrinkled. Why it is so round and why it is so wrinkled? First of all, reason is that why it is so, because when the proper starch synthesized in that pea seed, that gene which gene is responsible for that particular starch formation, so then if more starch is synthesizing in that, so then because of that more starch, high amount of starch is produced, and then that seeds become round, right, solid. Now when that, suppose that will be having means less starch formation inside that, means that is a such in comparison to this one, there is a very less amount of starch is synthesizing in that, so that will become wrinkled, small wrinkled, because the amount of starch is less. And now we are denoting, suppose that will round seeds. Round seeds we are, suppose we are representing it capital BB, means this shows dominated round, and that is round. This one means more starch is there. Now here that will be small bb. We can say that is recessive. So now what will, when it we make a cross between these two, round and wrinkled, right? Round for BB and that is a small bb. 5 marks question for in board examination. Just try to understand. In your book is also, go through that again, and then next class you can ask. But first of all try to understand. Now then BB, what will happen? Why it is BB? Means round. Why it will be round? Because more amount of starch is synthesized here. And why it is wrinkled? Because less amount of starch is synthesized here. So because of less amount, it will become shrink or wrinkled. Now in F1 generation, what will we get? Now in F1 first filial generation, what will we get here? Now first we will found gametes. We can write here with the black pen. Okay, that is a recessive. Now then we will first prepare gamete. So this one in a circle, this two type of gametes are there. Here the two types again here, but that will be, okay, this one. So now then F1 generation, what we will get? In all we have got like this. Okay, all are heterozygous we will get, that all short plants also. So now what will happen here? That is, means we can see here all are round, because that is a dominant. We can say all are round, not wrinkled, only round. But the difference is all are round. But difference in that where we will see that will be complete homozygous will be there, or this is heterozygous is there, right? So what is the difference here? What can we see here? We are saying that is round. We are saying round is there. So okay. But when we study deep, we observe deep for this type of seeds and this type of seeds. So we will see here the some means starch amount is less than this one. Means that is round. Okay, but it is not just adject to it. Means what type of round is this? That is not there, because here the less amount of starch is there in comparison to this one. Why it is so? Because of recessive gene is also there. So here we can say that is incomplete. Here means that will be the complete round. These are also round, heterozygous is there, but that is also round, but small amount is there and in comparison to this one. It is the example of, you can say that is the intermediate. You can say that is intermediate round. As you can say intermediate pink color in Snapdragon, incomplete dominance. Here we can say that is an intermediate round. Means that is not exactly, suppose this one round is there or this one small round. And the wrinkles are, that is very shrink. But now here that is round but intermediate, not just like it. So then again we can say here this one is this one where we are getting this. These all are having round but not exactly same to this type of round. That is also we can show here incomplete dominance. What we will show here? Incomplete dominance. Means here that be complete in not dominant completely to this one. If it will be completely dominated, so it will be less just like it. But no, it will be intermediate round. That is a intermediate size. Intermediate size because of sugar starch amount. Is it clear? So now then that is in this we have done codominance, and that one more example is there. For that example you can say incomplete dominance is given in your book also. You can mark and just go through that. If any problem then you can ask here. Okay, that will, otherwise I have completed that one, whatever. This one page number 78. Okay, occasionally from that this paragraph, it's very important. 5 marks again. Any type of question they can ask, but only we have to see the heterozygous is not fully fully that showing that character or that size or that trait which we have seen in homozygous. These are heterozygous, this is homozygous. So I am saying that is round, but not exactly same to this one, because they have got more amount of starch, right? So this example is given here also. Then you can go through that, then you can ask. Okay, so now next we will start inheritance of two genes. Till now what we have seen in this class also, we have seen only one trait we have taken. Okay, now then in that tall and short plant we have taken one trait is there. When I told test cross, in that test cross also we have taken one trait is there. Means one trait means we are taking only one gene. So then in those crosses we have shown the inheritance of one gene. But what will happen when the inheritance of two genes, or you can say it is called dihybrid cross. What is it called? Dihybrid cross. Here these are monohybrid cross, but I will tell you now dihybrid cross, or it is also called inheritance. That will be called in your book is also that will be. I will take that traits what they have used. So now then we have to start dihybrid cross, or you can say dihybrid cross, or inheritance of two genes. Okay, so now then what I am taking your book example, they have taken round and yellow. The two traits they have taken round, because in pea plant round and yellow. Okay, and then here the second they have taken contrasting, round contrast का contrast क्या है? Wrinkle. So we have taken wrinkle. And yellow contrast क्या है? Green. Wrinkle and green. Okay, these two traits we have taken, or two alleles we have taken, alleles or two genes. So now then here the gene that is round and color is yellow. Here these seeds are wrinkled and color is green. Here we can say that will be round, capital R, that is dominant. Okay, and we are showing yellow. Yellow is that dominant. So here we will write here yellow. Okay, now then here wrinkle recessive and green recessive. Yes, we will write here R, and color we are showing like this. Okay, so see that here and that one. Here what you have seen here, this is capital letter representing dominant trait, means this round and yellow dominant, or this wrinkle and green dominant. Okay, so now then how then we are making a cross? First we will see gene. What type of genes are formed here? Means in that case, suppose here two alleles we have taken, inheritance of two genes. Here we have taken round and yellow. These two traits we have taken. Here wrinkle and green. We have taken two traits here. So when we will see the gametes, so gametes are formed in what way? Then here RY, right, RY and here RY. Okay, so now then here we will see that gametes are, this is also in circle, because okay, we can see here these are parents, these are gametes. So okay, here what will happen? Here then again R and R, and here these are the gametes. Okay, 1 2 3 4. These gametes when we will see in F1 generation, that will be what will happen in F1 generation. When we will see these gametes, अगर simple ले gamete का तो क्या आएगा आपके पास? All are heterozygous, as in case of tall plant and short plant, capital T and small t. Here also the same, but in what case here कैसे बनेंगे आपके ये बनेगा आपका बेटा, just see that one, capital R right, and small r, okay, and capital Y and small y, means that F1 generation all are the same, means we can write in a 4 times again. अगर हम लिखना चाहें R, oh black pen, because R and R, R and R and R, here we can make it like this. Is it clear? Means we have got all are heterozygous. Two genes are, two alleles are there, but all these are heterozygous. Means here we can say from this R we have taken, from this Y we have taken. Okay, here from this 2 R's, 1 R and 1 Y we have taken. When we are making cross R and Y, suppose only one, this one and this one, so what we will get? We will get this one. So all in that we have got such. Now when we talk about means that a color is there, what will be the phenotype of this? That is phenotype of round and yellow. All are, means in F1 generation all are round and yellow, because this R is dominant, the R is for round, this Y is dominant, this Y is for yellow. So these all are round and yellow in F1 generation. When we will talk about the F2 generation, so what will happen in F2 generation? We will use Punnett square. In Punnett square, we can say what type of gametes are formed. Is it clear, beta? First of all, again I am telling that we have taken dihabet cross, 2 genes we have to take in, or you can see inheritance of 2 genes. How that will be when we are taking 2 traits together, how we will make a cross, and such cross is called dihabet cross. So here we have taken 2 traits of pea plant, round and yellow. Both are dominant. When we have done 7 contrasting traits or characters are there, those are given, done or chosen by Mendel after several generation, and that is called pure breeding line. Then pure breeding line, after that these stable traits he had got. So now then that will be, in that we will see that how the gene, because you know law of segregation means both gene, no blending is there. In that pair one will be there, in this pair one will be there. So we have got 2 gene, 1 gamete. In that means all these are having 2 traits are there. From those 2 traits in diploid form, and 1 we are getting. So in F1 generation we are getting such a way, then will be all are round and yellow. When we want to talk about the self cross, here we can make suppose self cross of these 2. So what gametes we are getting? Here what gametes we are getting? We can just making R, capital R and capital Y. Okay, capital R and capital Y, and then small r and capital Y, right? Then we have got capital R and small y and small r and small y. Now just you can ask that how it will be. Gametes are produced when these 2 are fused together, crossed together, self cross. In that self cross, so we have got first of all R, because both are same, R Y, then R small r at capital Y, then capital R small y, means that is a cross, because both are same. So we have got in that way with these gametes. In that side also we are getting the same gamete, means for this we are getting these gametes, for this we are getting these gametes. Okay, are you getting better? First of all, again I am just in, see this one, R, Y, all these are the F1 generation. We have got heterozygous. Okay, so then we are making self cross. So first of all we will make a gametes are here, because we have got 4. We have got 4 genes are there. So then we will just make a cross in that way. This R multiplied this one, this R multiplied by this one, this R multiplied this one, this are multiplied this one. Here also the same, because these are the same, so same gametes are be another side we are getting same gametes are here also. So we will put in a Punnett square, how that will be. So now then in your book it is also given that one, you can make a square Okay. Now then 4 gametes are there in one side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here also 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now then first we have got which gamete we have got? R, Y. Both are R and Y. Right. Here also we have got R and Y, means second parent are there. Both are the same. Here we will get the second one here. R. We can write first black pen. Then here R. Then here. Okay. Now then here R, R and R. Okay. Then we will write here capital Y. Then small y. Here small y. Here also capital Y, small y and small y. These are the, you have got the gametes. In that 4 gametes in one parent and 4 gametes in another gamete. So now what are the traits we have got? All those are in the haploid condition. But you know that 2 traits we have taken. So then 2 genes are there. Means here in both cases 2 genes are here. While in case of single gene we are taking only 1. So now then we will multiply it. How it will be there? So then we will see first capital R and capital YY. Okay. Then here we will get capital YY and this one. Now here we will get capital RR and Y and this one capital Y is small y. Here we will get capital Y is small y and capital R and small r. Okay. So then in that way we will multiply together. So here we will R, then here R, then here like this, here like this. Then we will multiply this one, capital Y, then capital Y, then Y, small y, then small y, small y. Here we can talk about, that is a capital Y and small y. Now when we talk about this one, here capital Y, small y, capital Y, small y, capital Y, small y, and here we will see that small y, small y. Then we will make it capital R, then R, small r, then R, and then R and small y. Here we can talk about capital R, small, then small, then capital R, small. You know how you are multiplying? You can multiply yourself also. In your book you can make this one. Now then here Y and Y, capital Y, small y, capital small y, small y, small y, small. This is the, means we have got, this is the Punnett square. In that we have got 16. What we have got? 16. So you can talk about this. What is these are? Round and, these are round and yellow. So here we can take round and yellow. This one round. First you can say right, round and yellow. You know that when you talk, it's your homework I am giving this. You will just make a cross and you can write this one, you know, both are dominant, round and yellow. Here also round and yellow. Here also round and yellow. Here also round and yellow. Here round and yellow. Here, that is a use round wrinkle and yellow. Then here round and yellow. Then here wrinkle and yellow, because capital Y dominating. Here round and yellow, here round and wrinkle, here round and wrinkle, here round and yellow, here wrinkle and yellow, then round and green, and then here wrinkle and green. So you see that will be pure, this one, first one pure homozygous and this one pure homozygous, right? Means these are the as a parent. We have the round and yellow. Here we have taken wrinkled and green. So in that these two are the, we have got, you know that we have got 9 phenotype ratio, 9:3. Class 10th also you have done, I think. 9:3 phenotype ratio. 9:3:3:1. We have got these three. Means here first we have got round and yellow. So mostly total we have got 9 are round and yellow. Then wrinkled and yellow. The wrinkled and green. Orange means there are 4 traits. We have got 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we have got 4 phenotypes are there. One will be 9, other one 3, other one 3, one will be 1. Means this one total 1. Pure. Means that will be only one we are getting. Wrinkled and green. Here that will be round and yellow. Round and yellow number of are there. Total round and yellow we have got 9. When we talk about wrinkled and yellow, the wrinkled and yellow you can count it which are those wrinkled and yellow. This one wrinkled and yellow, one this one this one more you can find out wrinkled and yellow this one. 3 are there, we can write here 3. So then you can write the characteristics of small letters. You can write here which characters are there. Where the round and yellow, just like this one, you will write round and yellow, and then you will just see that, observe that we have got the ratio 9:3:3:1. This is given by Mendel. And when we talk about genotype is very means number of type of genotypes are there. So it is very difficult to find out the ratio. So that there only phenotype ratio is given in your book also. So that is a inheritance of 2 genes, right? Or you can say dihybrid cross, which is in your part of your syllabus. This one is given in your book also. Just go through that again. Then we will take next class one more law, that is law of independent assortment.